Hi everybody, Mike with Enviroscape LA.
And I'm Louis Gamino with Enviroscape LA as well.
Right, and so we're teaming up today to make a video on how to rehab your backyard irrigation system. And we're here at the home of the garden mermaid, Nancy Rowe, over in Manhattan Beach. And the questions come up, what's the process? Exactly what's the first thing you do if you want to rehab your existing sprinkler system? We're standing on grass and we have a hillside in the back. So we decided we're gonna do MP rotators on the hillside and then, or excuse me, on the grass, and we're gonna do drip irrigation up front. Louis, what is that process?
Well, anytime we're doing a rehab or redesign or a conversion over from older spray heads to a drip system, we really need to identify what's what, so we're not digging up our whole backyard and creating a big mess. We like to be surgical and figure out what we're going to apply and how we're going to apply that water. So step one is opening up the valves. We're going to have a gentleman do that right now. We need to identify what each valve, the areas they locate. And we can tell here we have older, inefficient spray heads. We're actually wasting a lot of water. So we identified that valve as controls this hillside. The next valve actually covers the upper side of the hillside. So to be more efficient as possible, we're going to combine those two valves. And I know just looking at this area, we're at about maybe 600-700 square feet. I know that one of our low flow valves can actually handle that. So we're going to combine two valves into one, identify what pipes are where, and then we're going to tap off that and divide up our headers as needed. So we could be, go ahead.
Oh, I have a quick question for you. So you said these things right here are called valves. So these valves, there's 2, 4, 6, there's 6 valves. So after we're done, there's going to be less of these valves here.
Correct. We're only going to have about 3 or 4 valves remaining when we're all said and done by using the drip irrigation. So
that's fabulous because it's less to break down. If you have 6 valves, that's 6 things that could break down in the future. So 3 valves is going to be amazing for a huge backyard like this. So you're going to have less material cost when you have a drip irrigation installation and MP rotators. We can get quite a bit of MP rotators.
Yeah, with MP rotators, we know those also save a lot of water as well. So again, one of the keys is just figuring out the amount of valves we have, total square footage we need to cover, keeping good set of notes along with it to get all our gallons per minute and gallons per hour, so we can size our filters just right, as well as our pressure regulators. All those numbers need to match up to create an efficient irrigation system. So taking a few minutes in the morning, getting our bearings, getting all the math numbers right, all our runs right, saves time and money as well, and heading towards the future of installation.
Oh, perfect. So, algebra isn't a scary math test. It's actually usable in a situation like this, a little bit of algebra. But, the valves, particularly, you mentioned a low flow valve, and what's the difference between a low flow valve and just a regular valve?
Low flow valves are designed to handle flows that are 5 gallons per minute and below. If you install a regular, meaning a full-size valve, which they tell you they can handle lower flows, but they're actually prone to not shutting down all the way, so it'll actually weep and you'll get tiny increments of water leaking out that valve non-stop. So it's vital when we size our system. In this system, we're going to have a couple different valves. We're going to have a low flow valve as well as a regular valve. And all that is based upon our linear feet of drip tubing that we're installing out here in the yard. So if those numbers don't match up right, you're doomed to fail. So it's really, really important to get all our ducks in a row, get all the numbers lined up just right, so we have a successful install.
As a company, probably 80% of what we're, 70 to 80% of what we're doing right now is just doing drip irrigation conversions like this. So we do it so often that we pretty much have those numbers down. Unfortunately, about 50% of the installations we're doing, we're actually going in and ripping out brand new, I'm talking 1-month-old drip irrigation put in by people who haven't done the math. So if you're an installer, our suggestion, look through the Rainbird book or whatever book you're looking at, manufacturer. Look and make sure you get the math right. And by the way, I did mention Rainbird too. Elaborate, why is Rainbird the only product we use?
Due to the copper shield drip technology that Rainbird implements there, there's a lot of drip companies out there. A lot of them do implore the technology of using an herbicide to prevent root intrusion. Now, some folks, they're okay with doing that, putting an herbicide throughout their entire landscape where their children play, dogs run, things like that. for our sake, for us as a company, and for the bulk of our clients, nobody wants to have a herbicide going throughout their entire property where their kids play, their dogs run, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So we only use a Rainbird copper shield technology, which will prevent root intrusion without using any herbicides.
Good. Okay. Yeah, these are just some helpful suggestions on how to rehab your backyard. Southern California is going through a crisis, a drought crisis, and people think that the only solution is to put in gravel and a couple pieces of cactus. That is not okay. What is okay is to have a beautiful backyard like this is going to become. Nancy's designed it, and we're going to end up with something amazing with very little water. So just wanted to share these few thoughts with you, and for more information you can contact us. We're online, www.enviroscapela.com. When you think sustainability, think Enviroscape LA.